guys, it's Kerry and welcome back to another video, and welcome to those of you who are new here. Heartily welcome you along today. Today's video is going to be more on a health-based issue that I have. So without further ado, let's dive into it. So I have suffered with migraines for a long time. I got my first one when I was 11, so 33 years ago almost, and with that I was throwing up all the colours of the rainbow, severe head pain. My mum used to have them as well, so I know sometimes it can be hereditary, but I think she kind of grew out of hers when she was in her 20s, and unfortunately that hasn't happened for me. So yeah, I've been struggling with them for a long time. And I've taken a number of different medications. I'll take you through some of those shortly. And yeah, I've kind of come to the point now where I have tried everything that the doctors can give me apart from one thing, which there is a very long waiting list for here in the UK. So I will tell you a little bit more about that in a minute. So in terms of the migraines that I get, it's been quite difficult to pinpoint what the triggers might be for it, but I do know that if I spend too much time on my laptop or on my phone, so a lot of blue light sensitivity, I know that that can trigger it. If I've not had enough to eat, that can trigger it. I haven't really found any foods that trigger it. Stress obviously can trigger that as well. I have made some notes, that's why I keep looking to the side, because I want to make sure that I get this right for everyone. So yeah, there's been lots of triggers. Strong smells is one for me actually. So when I was younger, I never used to be able to go into the body shop stores because of the perfumes would be so strong, and literally within a minute in there I could have the onset of a migraine or a headache. So that's one for me. One particular perfume that really makes me bad straight off is Poison. I can't remember who it's by, but anyway, I can't go anywhere near that. If somebody's got that on, it's like instant headache stroke migraine. It really set me off, so I can't do anything with really strong smells. Not good for me. But yeah, so they're the triggers that I have, but triggers are very different from person to person. So in terms of the symptoms that I have got I started taking a log of all of my symptoms, including the severity of them and the duration of them. But there's a number of different things that you can have, and you don't necessarily have to have them all at once. Again, it's different from person to person, but you can get a lot of things like what we call auras or visual auras, and these usually typically occur just before or in the day or two leading up to a migraine attack. So you can have visual auras, so where your vision could be blurred, you could see stars in front of your eyes. What else can happen? You can see shapes and bright lights, flashes of light. For me, you can actually also lose your vision completely, which I've had happen to me, I think once before. Very scary. But luckily that's only once that I've had that. But I tend to get a lot of flashing lights, like stars in front of my eyes. When I get it, I have an extreme sensitivity to light and to sound. Some of the other sensations that you might find that you can get is pins and needles in your arms or in your your arms and your legs. You can get weakness and numbness either down one side of your face or both, or down one side of your body again then. And I have had that a few times, and it does kind of make you think, oh my god, am I having a stroke? Is it really that bad? Yeah, not great. One of the problems that I have quite a lot, and I will put in a couple of clips as well of my migraine attacks, is what we call speech aphasia. So for me, that manifests itself in the way that I can't get my words out. So I know what I want to say, but I can't get the words out, and I'll start stuttering, and then I will just stop, and I'll have to take a step back and then think more about what I want to say and then let it come out. Now, for those of you that, or for people that don't know that you are prone to migraines, they might start thinking, oh my God, what's wrong with her? Why is she not speaking? What, you know, why are they stuttering like that? Or why she suddenly stopped speaking? For me, that's because I need to gather my thoughts and try to get the words out. So that for me is hugely frustrating, especially as the job that I do is I'm speaking to people a lot of the time, so it doesn't work out great. Another one is you can start hearing noises or music that isn't there. So for me, I tend to get a ringing in my ears like tinnitus, and that happens quite a lot. You can also get uncontrollable jerking movements or other movements. For me, I get restless leg syndrome. That could be down to some of the medications that I've been on in the past, but then the actual attack, when that comes on, so I still have all of that going on. I'm dizzy, I'm nauseous, obviously I have the issues with the speech. I can't bear to look at a computer screen, and I feel like I've got a stabbing pain in my head on one side or the other. Now, migraines, you can usually get pains on one side or the other, but quite often that's both as well, and it is for me. So I can get stabbing pains anywhere on my head. I can get it like here, above here, the base of my skull. Sometimes I'll just like get a cracking pain right across the top of my head. And that pain can either be throbbing or pulsing or just constant. But for me, a lot of the issues that I have are over my eyes. So at the moment, I'm coming out of a migraine attack now, I think I am. And I get a lot of pain above my eyes. And before you ask, yes, I have been to see the optometrist so many times in my life, and it's not down to my eyes. My eyesight is not too bad. I do have glasses that I can wear, and I will wear them for driving, but I don't tend to wear them too much for close-up work now unless my eyes are getting really tired. So I think in terms of my symptoms, that's kind of what I have. But also what's weird, and I did actually read this last night, is I can get a cold nose as well, and that, I know for me, that's the surefire sign that I'm going to get a really bad one. And my nose goes cold, and apparently your hands can go cold. And when I was reading it, I have one hand that's hot and one hand that's cold. Usually this one is the warm one and my other hand is the cold one, so that's pretty weird. I also get a stiff neck and shoulders, and quite often my head will feel like it's in a vice, so like I've got something pressing either side, which really isn't nice at all. But in terms of the things that I have taken in the past, so I've taken amitriptyline, so it's like an antidepressant which is supposed to kind of relax you. That didn't do anything for me whatsoever. I tried beta blockers, but that lowered my blood pressure too much, and I was feeling dizzy and nauseous a lot of the time and seeing stars in front of my eyes quite a few times. I have most recently, but one, been on pizotifen. So I'm not really sure what group they relate to. I think it could be it's not a triptan. I don't know. I can't remember. I haven't really looked up too many. There's so many different types. And then the one that I've just come off of because it was really not doing me any good and was my last ditch attempt was what's it called? Candesartan here. So yeah, I mean, candesartan has its own side effects anyway. It's a blood pressure medicine, which I don't have any problems with my blood pressure, which is one of the concerns that I discussed with my doctor anyway, that I don't really have blood pressure problems, so why you put me on a blood pressure tablet? But I wanted to give it a go, and they said to me, oh, well, you know, we'll start you off on 4 milligrams and gradually work your way up over 4 months up to 16 milligrams, but you will have to have a blood test every month because it can affect your kidneys. So yeah, great. So after 3 weeks of trying that, it was making me dizzy and nauseous, so nauseous after I took it. And you know, I take it at night because I didn't want to suddenly feel whoop during the day if I was taking it and my blood pressure dropped. I've had stars in front of my eyes in it, and I did actually start to get some pain in my kidneys. So I rang the doctors and said, no, it's not working for me. So they have also given me some triptan to try before, and that's like 50 milligram, and these are supposed to be taken with an hour of an onset. So when you're starting to feel like you're going to get a migraine, you're supposed to take one of these, and then maybe a second dose after 2 hours, but they typically only really work if you get them right at the beginning, if you can feel one coming on. Otherwise it's a bit delayed. These made my symptoms 10 times worse, and it wasn't just a case of, oh, I tried one and I had a bad reaction to it. I did try it again just to see, you know, is it just me being me, or is it just a really bad reaction, like a really bad migraine? But the second time I took them again, it made me feel 10 times worse, and I just had to go to bed. So, and sometimes that is all you can do. Just wrap yourself up in your duvet, shut all the blinds, and just sleep it off as best you can. But yeah, it's awful. So I'm just going to put in a couple of clips now of the symptoms that I have. So this is the ugly side of migraine right now. I've had to come to bed. It is about 3 in the afternoon. And I feel like shit, to be quite honest. My eyes feel like they're being squeezed really tightly. I've got so much pressure around my sinuses. I've got stabbing pains in my head. Nice load of spots just to complete the look. I've got a lot of pain over the top of my eyes as well. And so yeah, the only thing I think I can do now is go to sleep, I think, because I feel rubbish. And this is kind of, I guess it's not too bad as migraines go. Oh, another stabbing pain in the back of my head. Yeah, so the not nice side, not that there is a nice side of migraines, but yeah, I'm just feeling pretty rubbish. So all I can really do now is go to sleep. I haven't got speech aphasia this time just yet, and I can still just about think, so this isn't one of the worst migraines that I've had. But yeah, still feeling pretty rubbish. So yeah, this was just a little insight into what one of my lesser migraines is like. But I'm gonna go and try and take some painkillers. I'm not gonna take the sumatriptan that the doctor's given me, because makes me feel 10 times worse. So yeah, this is one where I just sleep it off. Bye for now. So I'm on day 3 of this migraine now. I couldn't even record anything yesterday. My speech is affected. It definitely was last night anyway, and no medications at all could help yesterday. I feel like crap this morning. I look like crap this morning. I don't know why I'm laughing, because I feel like rubbish, really rubbish. Yesterday I had sorry, speech is off again. I had a lot of pain over here. I get oddly a really cold nose, which is really strange, but apparently it is one of the symptoms that can come with migraine. I did manage to speak to my doctor yesterday, and I've agreed to come off the last of the medications that I'm on, because it wasn't working. It was actually making me feel worse. So now I'm on no medication at all for migraines, other than stuff that I can find over the counter or online. So, and when I say online, I'm not getting bad things online for it. So I just ordered some magnesium tablets, because I've heard that a lack of magnesium can cause issues and migraines. So I'm going to try those. yeah, I'm feeling pretty deflated that there's nothing else I can try from the doctors apart from Botox, which is a massive long waiting list. So yeah, feeling pretty deflated, feeling pretty low today. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say for now. I'm going to go back to sleep. So you've seen some of those, and yes, I didn't look too good, and probably not the most flattering camera angles either, because I was laying down so I could see all my rolls of fat. But yeah, I mean, those clips went from really bad migraines. The one that I took most recently was quite bad, so I think yesterday was so bad that I couldn't film anything, because I don't think I would have even been able to focus on the camera or what I was doing, because I was confused. And like I say, when it affects my speech, that's when I start to feel frustrated, because I can't say what I want to say, and that just makes things 10 times worse. So I knew at that point, even if I'd taken like a couple of other painkillers, nothing was shifting it at all. So now I'm in the position where I have come off all of my medication for migraines. I'm actually coming off my antidepressants as well, because I think maybe that has an impact on it. So I've discussed that with the doctor as well, and that I'm coming off with those as well. How many more times can I say as well? Anyways, so I'm now on my own. I mentioned there's one more thing for the doctors to try, and that is Botox. Apparently that does help with migraines as well, but there is a huge long waiting list on the NHS to have that done. So I am now on that waiting list, and I don't think that will come anytime soon. So it gives me now the perfect opportunity to try other things that are more, I don't want to say herbal, but maybe like alternative therapies for it as well. So I have tried acupuncture before, hated that, won't be doing that again. I really didn't like that, although it was for something different, not for my migraines. But yeah, I'm not a great fan of needles, which is pretty ironic seeing as I've gone through IVF. But yeah, not a fan of needles, especially if they're going to be sticking them in my head. No way. Anyway, so Botox obviously has to be given via an injection, which, you know, I'm not super thrilled about, but if it helps with the migraines, then I'll try that. Maybe they could strategically place it in my forehead, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, so that's given me the opportunity now. So I was doing some other reading around it and found that magnesium, or a lack of magnesium, a deficiency in magnesium in your bloodstream, can cause a number of the symptoms. It can also make you feel tired and exhausted, which is what I feel quite a lot of the time, even though I've recently upped my exercise game a bit to try and give myself a little bit more energy. I do feel depleted quite a lot of the time. So I grabbed some of these off Amazon, and they nicely arrived today. So I've got some magnesium tablets, which I'm going to start trying to take today. But when I have an attack, the doctor has told me to try aspirin, so I bought the Aspirin soluble ones. So these are the ones that just melt on your tongue. So I bought them today. I've tried them. Kind of taste a bit lemony, and then really powdery and chewy on your tongue. But, you know, I've taken them. It's kind of taken the edge off a tad, but not really that much. But, you know, that's the first time I've really tried aspirin in years, and it's not one that I take every day. The doctor just said take it as and when I need it, so I've taken that today. But this is my absolute lifesaver, the Panadol Extra Soluble. Now it tastes rank, but you just put a couple in a small glass of water, so you literally just break them out and pop them in. Let me turn it round, Kerry. So you pop them in your water. I probably put them in about that much water, so maybe a couple of inches worth of water at the bottom of a glass. If you drink it with really cold water, that I find is probably easiest, and then just gulp it down. although if you are sensitive to cold water, then maybe not the best idea, but I just find that's more palatable if I put it in really cold water and drink it down. That for me is an absolute godsend. And yes, it's about £5 a packet and you get 12 doses in a packet, but that works for me most of the time. Unfortunately yesterday nothing touched it, even after having 2 lots of those over 8 hours. It didn't shift it for me, and again I know that's when I've got a bad one. But also if you've got anything like heat lotion or forehead, I know that they do over here, this is usually quite good, but this for me works a treat. And it's just a little cream that I pop on my temples here. I just rub it into my temples, a little bit over here. Now it does give an intense burning sensation for a couple of minutes. And what a time for my camera to run out on me. Never mind, anyway, fun things with being a YouTuber. Back to what I was saying. So the cream, it does give you an intense burning situation for a minute or so, and then it kind of wears off, so that's not too bad. It will obviously die down. Don't put too much of it on, but this works quite well. So that, or you could try forehead or Tiger Balm. I've tried in the past, that works quite well as well. So obviously I've tried the Aspirin, which I've said, and I've also read that massages help. Now obviously being in lockdown, I can't go for a massage. I certainly can't afford to have one every week, but I know in the past I've tried them for like once a month, and that's been fine. It does kind of help relieve all that tension that you've got in the back of your head and your neck, and shoulders, etc. So I'm definitely going to try that one. Again, I'm also I've tried meditation and mindfulness before, so I'm going to try and give that another go. I think that normally helps me sleep better as well, although sleep's not too much of an issue at the moment, obviously getting off to sleep, but the last few nights I've actually slept right through, which is really rare for me. So yes, I will be trying that. I'm also going to be changing my working hours, and I'm just going to try that on a trial basis with my employer to condense my hours. Whether or not that will work, I don't know, but I'm going from a 5-day week to a 4-day week and having a break in the middle so that I get a break of the screen for a day between those. Again, I don't know whether that's going to work, but I'm lucky enough that my employer will try that with me. So yeah, I'm going to be trying that, and I will see how I get on, and then I will let you guys all know how that works out. I'll do another video in a month or two, but I'm going to wrap this one up for now. I hope you found this useful and you know, helpful in some way. If you have migraines and suffer from migraines, leave me some comments below. What are some of the symptoms that you get, and what kind of things have you tried to help alleviate them or stop them in their tracks and that work for you? Because, you know, I'm all over trying new things. Obviously I can't try any more medications because I've tried everything there is going, but yeah, leave me some comments below. I'd really like to read on them, and yeah, and see what else is out there. I did mention as well, or need to mention even, that there is another channel by a lady called Jen called Momming with Migraine, and I'll leave a link to her channel in the description below for you. Her migraines are insane. She has a service alert dog for hers, because she also gets POTS, which is kind of where she has faintings quite regularly throughout the day and throughout the week. So she has a service alert dog that will tell her when that's going to happen, so that she can lay down and that she's not suddenly just going to fall down and hurt herself. So yeah, check out her channel. Really opened my eyes to the whole world of migraines beyond what I have. So yeah, check out her channel. But anyway, like I say, I'm going to end it there. I hope you've liked it. If you have, please smash the thumbs up button. Do subscribe to my channel, because it really helps to support me and I appreciate it so much. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.